Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Kai'Sa supplementary guide, and today we're going to be talking about the DUSKBLADE AD Kai'Sa build variant. So without further ado, let's just hop right into it. This one's going to be a pretty short video because the gameplay is pretty short, but I'm going to of course explain the loadout first. So obviously first up we have DUSKBLADE. Now DUSKBLADE is a really, strong item on a lot of ADCs. And honestly, you can go DUSKBLADE first item on a lot of ADCs. Like, of course, we've already shown like champions like Lucian, but you could technically even go like DUSKBLADE early on like Samira or Draven, for example. Yeah, but DUSKBLADE really strong item now. It's pretty much the best for it's not the best, but it's the strongest like first item you can get in the game for AD champions. Of course, you get 55 AD, 18 armor penetration, as well as the bonus damage on your auto attack, as well as the slow, and then you also get a little bit of ability haste. So this one's really strong. The main point of building DUSKBLADE is to spike early, so that's why you always rush DUSKBLADE. You don't go for boots or anything like that. You go for DUSKBLADE first. And speaking of boots, you go into boots next, and Gluttonous Greaves, in my opinion, is still the best option. Of course, you get the Omnivamp, you get the attack damage. No real point to go for the lethality boots here, in my opinion, because this is just for early game spike. You're not trying to go for a lethality build, so of course Gluttonous Greaves still gonna be better. And then of course it's such a strong item, we have to go for Bloodthirster as our next item. Lots of AD again, lots of physical vamp, also the additional AD and attack speed when you're high on health. And then we go for Essence Reaver. Now, why are we going for Essence Reaver? Well, basically, it's mainly because with the DUSKBLADE, your Q is going to be doing a lot of damage. And honestly, with the DUSKBLADE, it's a lot about your Q damage. And of course, your auto damage is still relevant, but it's only going to be relevant later on in the build. So, I like to actually go for the Essence Reaver to increase my Q damage. Of course, you have to be careful not to proc it on W, but with this extra increased Q damage, at this point you'll have like 25% extra damage on Q, which is, a lot. And we can basically just burst people down with this. Really good for those assassinations. And then for our last two items, it's interchangeable. We have, of course, IE for additional damage and more crit damage, and we have Maul Reminder for the armor pen and the crit. I say it's interchangeable because sometimes you're, by this point in time, you're against a really tanky team, so you might need to go for Maul Reminder early, and you might need to go for IE late. So, now you do have an option of when you reach full build, because DUSKBLADE, as I said, is for an early game spike. You can sell DUSKBLADE and go for a defensive option. Of course, you have your usual defensive options, like of course we have your GA, your Sterex, your Maw. Even Wit's End is actually good on Kai'Sa as well, so you could go for Wit's End as well, depending on whether you want the AD or you want the attack speed. And of course, you can also go for Crown, which Kai'Sa also scales off of AP, so that of course works as well. Options like that. So now for the runes, I actually like to go for Lethal Tempo, and the reason why this is the case is in my build, I have 0 attack speed. I have no Phantom Dancer, no Runans, no nothing like that. So we want Lethal Tempo for the attack speed. Otherwise, we are going to be attacking super duper slow, yeah. So next up, we can go for Brutal. Brutal, of course, does give you that bonus damage on your auto attacks, which is going to be very helpful. Giant Slayer, of course, pretty much the best rune in this category, deals a lot of extra damage. And also, we can either go for Bloodline or you can go for Alacrity, because as I mentioned, there's no attack speed, but we do have some Omnivamp in the build, so Alacrity is really good here as well. And of course, Bone Plating for the extra defenses, both in lane and in team fights. And for the spells, I like to go for Flash and Exhaust. Exhaust because Kai'Sa is really good at 1v1ing champions, so Exhaust is really helpful to 1v1. Of course, Ghost is an option as well if you prefer that. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump straight into the gameplay. Okay, so let's talk about the gameplay. The gameplay is pretty short. It's like a 10-minute plus game, and honestly, I think this is like the fastest win I've had in like, I don't know, like over a year for sure. Because even in like those games where you stomp your opponent, you're not winning at 10 minutes, you're winning at like 15 minutes or so. But yeah, so this is like I guess that's a spoiler, but we're gonna win the game in 10 minutes. Shouldn't really be a spoiler though, because you can see based on the length of the video, of course, so it's not really too much of a surprise. But yeah, so obviously my whole team is gonna kind of be stomping the enemy team a little bit, and yeah, so these kind of stompy games is the best time to go for DUSKBLADE, because obviously you do have an option to just not go for DUSKBLADE and just go for a normal like ADC build, like Bloodthirster into Phantom Dancer, which we will of course cover that in a bit in a future video. But yeah, Stompy games, if you get a hit, definitely DUSKBLADE is a good option. So here we're against an Ashe and a Soraka. So Ashe Soraka is actually really good in lane against Kai'Sa if they play properly, because Ashe has longer range than Kai'Sa completely. So by right, if Ashe plays properly, she should be able to just attack me and I can't attack her. So she can poke me out easily. And if I even do, poke her out or anything, Soraka can just heal her. So the only way me and Leona can win the lane is if we just go all in and hard engage onto one of them, preferably the Soraka, because she's the one that can heal the Ashe. So we have to hard engage onto one of them and pretty much just destroy them 100 to 0. Maybe with the help of our jungler or something like that. But basically for now, we can't really do anything very much. We can't disrespect the Ashe and Soraka, so we have to kind of just play safe and farm minions. We're happy to farm minions here because as Kai'Sa, you are scaling well into the game much better than Ashe, and you're just happy to stay back and farm minions. Unlike Ashe, Ashe should be playing a lot more aggressively. She should be trying to get some damage onto me to get some kind of kill pressure here, but she's not really doing that. I mean, she did land like a W in auto just, but like really, she's not really been playing too aggressive or trying. So here, I see a fight, and I'm first to basically rotate. I get the assist on the Vi, which is great. Free assist for me from landing that W, and now we're back in lane to clear out the lane. So that kind of skirmish has basically chased away Soraka and Ashe. So here they decide to like face check the bush. So here Leona gets off a nice engage onto the Ashe, and I'm just auto attacking her down. Here I tried to ult over to kill her, but she picks up the fruit, which ends up healing her by a lot. But still I'm able to pick up the kill on her because obviously I have a ult advantage, and also I can just exhaust her like you saw there. She tried to both ghost and flash, but she still wasn't able to survive. Honestly, I think that this play was a mistake, but it kind of just worked out because considering that she had both the fruit and Soraka healing, I think that ulting over to like the other side of the tower was really bad, because if if I couldn't get the kill, I would be stuck in a really weird position. Of course, we know that Vi is dead, so she wouldn't be there. We also know that Orianna was mid, so she wouldn't be there. So it's basically me in a 1v2 versus Soraka and Ashe. So maybe it wasn't that bad if I think I can win the 1v2. Speaking of which, Ashe just gets caught by Leona out again. Soraka ults, but doesn't really matter. We can just run her down. We're not even using our W because she's stuck in the minion wave. But yeah, so maybe that wasn't such a bad play, but I still think it was a very risky play that wasn't really very necessary. So anyways, here with the Ashe dead, we can now start to go for the tower platings. We know that Ashe is of course on the top side of the map because we just saw her there. She's still there. Actually, you can see the Vi at the top side of the map, so we know that it's really safe to just farm the tower here, and just pretty much just get all of these platings. She even dies at the top side of the map, so that's nice. So we were trying to get the last plate here, but unfortunately, we ran out of minions and we can't really do that. So on the way out, I managed to get a nice auto Q onto Soraka for a nice chunk. So here we're gonna, let them push in on us. We're just going to reset. We're not gonna contest the wave at all. So we do manage to get back. We get our DUSKBLADE and our Q evolve here, and also built towards the Gluttonous Greaves. So they will probably get like maybe a plate from this because we didn't push out the wave before we reset. But honestly, we pretty much got all the plates on their tower anyway. So them getting like 1 or 2 plates is, it's still a good trade. We traded 2 plates for like close to 4 plates. So here Leona clearly very telegraphed, looks like she wants to engage. So obviously because of that, she is they are going to be running away. No, they're not just going to stand there and get engaged on, so they run away. And here a fight breaks out in the middle lane. So here I'm trying to shoot a blind W, but unfortunately Orianna was not there. Here Orianna flashes away, and unfortunately we're not quite able to get her. But what we can get instead is the dragon that just spawned right this second. So here with the DUSKBLADE, we burst down the dragon really quickly together with our volley bear, and they're not really even able to get here to contest. Here I get a really nice chunk onto Soraka. I was thinking of ulting over, but I knew that Ashe would be there, so that would be really risky again. So we don't want to do that. Here we have a really huge wave, and trying to let the wave get the tower plating, but I end up walking a little bit out of range. So Leona gets the solo tower plating, which is kind of funny. My bad there. But anyways, we are able to almost destroy the tower, but it doesn't quite matter in this case because they already got first down. Now Garen shows up here for some reason, and here for some reason Garen is so squishy. He's 0 and 5, so he has like no XP and no farm. He just basically just dies, which is pretty funny. So here I'm gonna have to ult in to try to kill him, but unfortunately he gets a huge heal from Soraka. Now Ashe is 1 HP. I'm finishing off the kill with my passive, and Garen is now dead as well. He's only worth 125 gold, barely more than a cannon minion, which is yeah. So anyways, it's gonna clear the wave as well. So yeah, you can start seeing the stomp happening now. I'm 4 and 0. Leona 5 assists. Yasuo is 6 and 1, and Volibear is 4 and 1. Of course, Veigar's not doing too hot, but he's not an early game champion, so that's not too surprising. I have no idea how Garen got so hard stomped by Yasuo. He probably just died once or twice by accident, and Yasuo just snowballed off of that. Speaking of which, the Yasuo doesn't even have items. He has just like a shopping cart worth of items. He has like 5 item components. I have no idea what he's doing here, but he finally completes his Divine Thunderer. But he has a shopping cart worth of items there, and he killed like Garen 6 times. So here now we've gone the bot tower. We're actually rotating mid to try to secure the mid tower. Now it would be good if Veigar can actually go down to the bot lane to actually catch waves there while we actually try to get something done in the mid lane. But obviously he's not gonna do that. Most mid laners just just AFK go mid basically. So here instead we are gonna head back to bot lane possibly. Or maybe not, because we see Ashe on the top side, so we're trying to shove in to maybe try to get some plates here, because plates are still up, or they were up. So anyways, we're gonna force the tower. Leona gets engaged on. For some reason here, Leona engages onto Orianna. For some reason here, I thought the Veigar cage was from the Orianna. Like my brain just lagged there, and you can see me trying to walk to the left to try to get to the side of the cage to try to ult in on the Orianna, which is yeah, kind of a huge waste of time. I could have just ulted in straight away and just killed her before Veigar even could walk up to ult. But yeah, my brain just lagged there, and I thought that Orianna had a Veigar cage blocking me, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, so after we get the kill, we're gonna head back to the bot lane to just pick up the farm that has accumulated here. Of course, we got pretty much one wave there and another wave here. In the meanwhile, there's a fight happening at the mid lane, so we're gonna try to rotate over there, because obviously we are pretty strong. And here Garen gets caught. He actually flashes forward, which is pretty amazing. He tries to kill the Veigar, but yeah, just pretty much just dies. In the meanwhile, Yasuo is in a 1v3 at the top lane. We're not going to be too concerned about that. We're just going to go for this mid lane tower. Yasuo still kind of, not right now, but he was kind of still stuck at a 1v3. In the meanwhile, we're just straight up taking that inhib at like 8 minutes into the game, just ticking over to 9. We do get the inhib, and yeah, that's kind of bonkers how far ahead we are. Yasuo's now 10 and 1. I'm 4-0 and 4. And yeah, so here we're now going to transition over to the bot lane, where now they have a really low HP tower, which we're just going to quickly finish off with this one minion. And yeah, the enemy team is just falling apart. Basically, it's just a really stompy game. This one, we get our Bloodthirster, which gives us our E-Evolve. I didn't really mention this just now, but you want to of course max Q, then E, then W, and then of course you evolve in that same order, because this is of course AD Kai'Sa, not AP Kai'Sa, so you don't want to evolve your W anything earlier than the last evolution. So here I'm just gonna basically just do the dragon, because obviously the enemy team can't really contest. They're gonna probably be busy clearing up waves and all. If they pretty much show up here, I will be pretty surprised. But here me and Leona basically duo the dragon down before Volibear even gets here. And yeah, we can see like 3 people on the enemy team just trying to clear out minions. Now Yasuo, I have no idea what he's doing. He tries to go in like 1v4, gets completely chain CC, but still lives because he's building the tanky Yasuo build, kills all of them, and yeah, that's pretty much the story of the game. So with that, they don't have the Nexus Shield anymore because we took down the tower just now. Garen is split pushing, and we're literally gonna end the game at like 10.5 minutes. So there we have it. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will be doing a Kai'Sa guide on the no Duskblade version of AD Kai'Sa. But with that, I'm going to leave you guys with the stats. Thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.